When life feels overwhelming and the road ahead seems uncertain, it's easy to lose heart. But remember, in your most difficult moments, you are not alone. There is a divine promise that stands unshaken. God is with you, ready to lift you up and deliver you from any trial. Stay with me as we explore how God's love and power are your strength in the storm. God's strength in times of trouble. When we face challenges, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and powerless. Life often throws unexpected difficulties our way, leaving us questioning our ability to overcome them. However, as believers, we are reminded that our strength doesn't come from ourselves but from God. Psalm 28:7 tells us, "The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him, and He helps me." In moments of weakness, God steps in, offering us the strength we need to continue. He doesn't just observe our struggles from afar, He actively becomes our shield and protector. Trusting in God's strength requires faith, especially when everything around us feels uncertain. It's tempting to rely on our own understanding, but God calls us to place our trust fully in Him. When our hearts trust in God, we experience a supernatural peace, knowing that we are not walking through trials alone. In times of difficulty, prayer and surrender become our tools to access God's power. Through these, we invite Him to take control and provide the strength that only He can give. God's strength is always available, but we must be willing to seek it. Too often, we try to bear the weight of life's burdens on our own, forgetting that God is ready to help us. His strength is not just for the physically weak, but for the emotionally and spiritually drained as well. When we lean on Him, we find that we are empowered to overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. God's promise is that He will be our strength in every season, equipping us to move forward, even in the most challenging times. God's promise of deliverance life is full of trials, but as children of God, we are never without hope. Psalm 34:19 reminds us, "The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all." This verse doesn't promise a life free from hardship, but it assures us that God will always provide a way out. He sees every difficulty we face and is actively working for our deliverance. Sometimes, deliverance comes in ways we don't expect, through growth, patience, or even a change in perspective. Regardless of how it happens, God's promise is clear. He will not leave us in our struggles. In our darkest moments, it's easy to feel like we are trapped or that the situation is too overwhelming to bear. But God is faithful, and His timing is perfect. His deliverance often comes after we've learned to fully depend on Him, trusting His plan above our own. The key is to remain steadfast in faith, even when answers aren't immediate. God's deliverance may not always remove us from the storm instantly, but it will strengthen us to endure and ultimately bring us to a place of victory. We are never abandoned, and God will see us through every trial. God's faithfulness in all situations. God's promise to never leave us is a foundation of our faith. Deuteronomy 31:6 declares, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." This verse is a powerful reminder that no matter how intimidating or difficult life becomes, God is always by our side. His presence is constant, whether we feel it or not. In times of fear or uncertainty, we can draw courage from knowing that God is with us, providing us the strength to face any challenge. His unwavering faithfulness is a source of peace, allowing us to walk confidently through every situation.